Right, so Thomas Lammana will be fighting Dusty Hernandez Harrison tomorrow at about 7 o'clock. Now, these two fighters, Thomas Lammana's won 21 and lost 1 by KO. And Dusty Hernandez Harrison has won 29 and drawn 1. So the question is, why have I picked these two fighters when they have a blemish record? Now, I will review any fight that I think is interesting. I will do big fights. And I picked this one because, firstly, Thomas Lammana, I would say he's a bit shy from the media. A lot of his fights have been in his hometown or just in small places. But he's managed to beat 21 people and he has 9 KOs. Whereas Dusty Hernandez Harrison now, he's very much known within the media. He has a massive following on the internet. And many people know him, including celebrities. He is signed to Jay-Z's Rock Nation, and he's actually fought on Jay-Z's Rock Nation shows. And ever since his debut back in 2011 on the undercard for Amir Khan, he has been fighting his way to the top. And I mean, his name starts with Dusty Hernandez Harrison, but there's nothing dusty about his record and nothing dusty about his skills either. So the question is, the next big question on our minds is this a good matchup? Well, I say yes, because Thomas Lammana, although he's not the one that everyone knows, and he has had one loss, it comes down to styles. Now, Thomas Lammana stands 6'2", and Dusty Hernandez Harrison is 6 foot. So Thomas has got the slight height advantage. So I'm thinking that this means that he can use his weight a bit more and bully Hernandez around the ring. And Thomas says that he was a natural middleweight, but he dropped down to welter because he felt like he was a bit lazy as a middleweight. And now that he's a welter, he feels more fast and explosive, and he's really been training differently. He says after his loss back in 2015, he's had 5 fights since then, and he feels like he's a more mature fighter, and he's learnt a lot from that fight. And also, Hernandez Harrison, he drew to the tough fighter Mike Dallas. Now, Mike Dallas, for anyone who watched that fight, they would say that Mike Dallas won that. I mean, now Harrison got a late knockdown in the end, and he feels like he should have taken it, but officially it was a draw. But a lot of boxing fans and people that watched the fight thought that he lost that one. But since it's not official, we can't say that. But I think Hernandez, he's used to fighting under pressure. He's used to fighting from on undercards, and he's worked his way up to be leading. And I think out of these two matchups, he's the one which most people will know and recognise. And he is an inspiration to all amateur boxers that want to turn pro. Since he turned pro at the age of 17, he has worked his way up to the tops, and he really is a prospect for the future and a prospect for all amateur boxers. I mean, like, I look up to him and think he's a real good fighter. But I think him fighting Thomas Lammana tomorrow will be good for him, because I'd like to see how he deals with someone which is a good fighter but is a bit taller than him as well. So being able to give him a challenge. And I mean, Thomas Lammana admits as well that he hasn't fought anyone like Dusty Hernandez Harrison, but he has fought a southpaw, and he has fought a tough fighter. And his loss to Antonio Douglas, who was a tough fighter, he says of course he's disappointed by that, but he's moving on from it, and he's really looking forward to having his fight tomorrow, which is going to be in front of a crowd of lots of people, and he's ready for that step up. So this one will be very interesting. I mean, I'm definitely going to watch it, and may the best man win. I mean, you see, look at Hernandez over here with all these tats on, and you got plain Jane over here, Lammana. I don't know why his name is Cornflake, but let's hope that his moves ain't corny. I'm looking forward to this one, and the best thing about this fight is that whoever wins gets a spot in the top 15 in the world. So this is a big one, and whoever wins will be taking it all. So sit back and enjoy this one, guys.